This is the 2006 paper 2 question 3b, and the question says Austin Martin will be paid a gross wage of €3,600 per month by PK Motors. He will pay income tax at a rate of 20% on the first 2,450 of his wage and 42% on the remainder. Austin has a tax credit of €238 per month. The employee PRSI rate is 7.5% and the employer's rate is 12%. Okay, so the first thing we're going to work out in this question is, well, we're going to put in, first of all, into this, the first thing we're going to do is read the first part of the question. So the first part says, complete the wages book of PK Motors for the month of March 2006, usually using the partially completed wage book. And then calculate the total cost for 2006 of employing Austin Martin and insert your answer into the space provided. So you can follow here have the question in front of you, and you can follow what I'm doing on the screen here. So Austin, we're going to put in his name here anyway. So his name is Austin Martin. See what they've done there. So Austin Martin is this employee's name, and he's paid a gross wage, we're told, of $3,600 per month. Now, he pays PAYE at a rate of 20% on the first 2,450. So the first 2,450 of his wage is 20%. So that's a fifth. I'm just going to work that out here on my calculator. Just 1 sec. So 2,450 divided by 20%. So that equals 490. And then he pays 42% on the remainder. So the 20% is the standard rate of PAYE. In Ireland we have 2 rates. Now some junior cert questions simplify it and they just give you 1 rate and you get that as a percentage of the gross. This question is more true to life and they actually give you 2 rates. You pay 20% on a certain amount and then 41% on the balance. And the balance is the difference between the 3,600, which is his gross pay, and the 2,450. So the balance is 3,600 minus 2,450, which leaves 1,150. That 1,150 you multiply by 42%. 42% on the remainder. So 1,150 by 42%, you get 483. 483. So these 2 figures here are my gross PAYE of 483. Now the reason I call them my gross PAYE is 419, 483. So gross PAYE, sorry. The reason is 973. Sorry. The reason I call it my gross PAYE is because I haven't taken away my tax credit from it yet. And the tax credit here is, it tells us in the question of $238 per month. So you take away the tax credit, less tax credit. So minus 238, and this will give us the net PAYE figure, which is the important figure here. So net PAYE, and that's the figure that we're going to put into the wages book here. Now, the wages book is a record for the business of what it's paid all its employees. This question is simplified. There is only 1 employee, but normally you'd have a list of employees here with all the different figures opposite them. This question, there's only 1 employee. Okay, the PRSI then is taken as a percentage of the gross, so that's 3,600 multiplied by, in this question it is the employee's rate, sorry. The employee PRSI is paid by the employee. The employer PRSI is paid by the employer. We're going to work out first the employee rate. It's 3,600 multiplied by 7.5%, and the answer there is 270. Okay, and we're going to sub that in here. 270. Okay, she pays into her health insurance, into Bupa. That was a company that offered health insurance back then in Ireland. Not anymore. And the contribution to her Bupa is given here somewhere, I think. Oh yeah, it's given, sorry, it was pre-filled in the question. So I'm going to add up her total deductions, and her total deductions are 1070. So net pay for the employee is obviously gross pay minus deductions. Gross pay minus deductions, which is, take away the deductions, 3,600 minus 1070, and it's 2530. 2530. Now, the last thing we have to fill in here is the employer's PRSI. In Ireland, there is a tax on employing somebody. The government charge employers money to employ somebody, and it's roughly around 10% in Ireland currently. Now in this question they say it's 12% the employer's PRSI, and that is charged on the gross pay, so basic plus overtime, the whole lot together, you pay employer's PRSI. In this question they're saying it's 12%. 12%. So, and it's as a percentage of the gross, so it's 12%, and that is 432. 432. So, employer's PRSI of 432. So, the cost of employing Aston Martin to PK Motors is Aston's gross pay plus the tax the PK Motors has to pay to the government to employ Aston. So the total cost of employing Aston is 3,600 plus 432, which is 4032, 4032. That is and that answers part 2 there, B part 2. The total cost of employing Aston is gross wage plus employer's PRSI. Aston takes home 2530, but PK Motors has paid 3,600 plus employer's PRSI of 432 to employ Aston.